Greetings, my fellow travelers, and welcome to Spirit Therapy with Nicole. I'm Nicole Tomasini. I'm coming to you from New York City, and I am bringing you the pulse of the universe from the mind of the spirit therapist and how I see it. And speaking of how I see it, I realize I may be a little blurry. I also seem to look a little red lighted today. We're working with a webcam and we have a new camera on the way. So, but hopefully it's not about the way it looks. It's about the message. And here we go with the message for this week. First of all, happy birthday to all the fish people out there. We've just entered into Pisces as of Friday. So here we are in the last sign of the zodiac, which is all about expansion and going beyond where you have ever thought before, incorporating all kinds of things, especially paradoxes, because the fish swim in two different directions. And so what does that mean? Dogs bark at you, right? Your attention goes that way for a second. But yet we're going this way with spirit therapy. So being able to incorporate whatever's happening in your world and move forward. Not so easy. You can ask any Pisces. They're seen as the oldest sign of the zodiac. So the most wise, but yet can also act like senile children. They forget where they are. They don't know what's going on. They say the pulse of the universe in one sentence and then forgot that they even said it. So that's the sign that we're in for February into March. And on top of that, we have a full moon today. Happy Virgo full moon. And Virgo is the opposite of Pisces. It's about work and service. And what are we giving to the world? What kind of a presence are we leaving? And planning and organization. So imagine trying to organize the ocean. That's basically the energy that's happening right now. And the fact that the moon is in Virgo makes it expansion. Full moons are always about, they magnetize whatever the feeling is that's going on. I'm setting it up with a lot of astrology. I realize that, but it sets it up nicely. So bear with me for 2 more minutes because not that astrology is so terrible. I don't know. Sometimes people hear numbers and words they're not quite sure about, So anyway, this weekend, my calendar's over there, by the way. That's why I look for the dates. So this weekend was the moon in Leo. Add in a whole other element to the mix. Leo, fire sign, and all about performance and feeling good and shining bright and being everything you can be. And with the other planetary configurations, this weekend especially was all about having a good time and fun. And then just one more element, we have the Jupiter and Saturn. And those two planets, they're doing a square dance, do-si-do. Expansion and contraction. That's the back setting, right? Expansion and contraction. We've just moved into the deep Neptunian oceans. We have a full moon making all of that bigger and brighter. So we're in the biggest stadium you could be in. And Virgo wants to know what's going on. How are we working it? How are we planning it? Are we organized? And Leo's like, look at me, I'm the ingenue. And all the planets are in alignment for us to be whatever this weekend that just passed. So I feel that a lot of people, probably many I talk to, and then it seems to ripple out and seem like a lot of people, right? If we're on the same wavelength and you're listening to me right now, had a really good time this weekend. There was a lot of chance for new discovery and fun and, like they say, the stars all aligned for a good time. And then, party's over. We don't want to live in a party, even though we feel like we do, especially when it's just the right amount of time, Then you have the letdown. Here we go, Monday, going to work, chugga. And a lot of people are just like, oh, damn it. That was the whole post today. Damn it. Hilarious. I mean, not hilarious. I was in it too. And, did a nice meditation walk. After this weekend, was processing my weekend. And, there was a heart chakra opening up. And I'll get to those in a minute. But, then went out and, just, you can just see it and feel it. And every interaction is a little, damn it. So, right? There's a lot going on, if that's what, I just heard someone say that. But here we are, nonetheless. And actually, Pisces is a little helpful right now. So, why do I say that? Because Pisces knows how to go with the flow. Knows how to go with the flow more than anyone. Sometimes they go so far with the flow. That they get lost. But we have Virgo sitting in the full moon, so giving us a sense of, okay, there is organization possible. There is planning that can happen, and there must be a way to work this and to do this. So picking up on what I said last week about if you find a window, just go with it. That feels even stronger this week. If you find a window, definitely go with it. But allow for some Pisces energy. Pisces doesn't really like to be controlled. Think of water, right? Water will go eventually where it wants to go, even if it takes years, hundreds of years to burst through rock, right? So to be able to have that flow and to not have to control every element, like a lot of times Virgo likes to do, or, let's not just blame the Virgos. All of us kind of have that situation, right? If you're trying to get things done, you want to control. But let the Pisces help you to flow and just go, well, here we are. And this is what's happening. And let the mind daydream a little bit, whatever that means. A little bit could be 5 minutes or 3 days, right? But let it get some new ideas going in there. We already know, Virgo already knows what the plan is, what we've gotten to up until this point. So let the Pisces flow through. And at the same time, looking at the time, at the same time, because of all these energies going on, we have chakras bursting open. Pick one, name one, spin the wheel. Nobody knows, right? I mean, you probably know, but with all this excitement and all of this expansion and all of this, how does this work? You have an experience, maybe you did, this weekend, where a chakra burst open. And what does that mean? Well, it can have to do, the root chakra is about fear and survival. It's the color red. It's our first step into this world, and also where we're grounded. So if you have a root chakra opening, it's fear being released, facing the fear, or acknowledging the fear, or at least saying it out loud, right? But that's also a throat chakra. Heart chakra is, you burst into tears because something was just so beautiful, or so moving, or so something touched all the places. It's like the I don't know, one of those Chinese, Japanese, the ones that are good at math, puzzles that just ching, 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 fa, open, and you're like, whoa. And maybe you burst into tears, maybe you hysterically start laughing, whatever, but one of those may have happened to you. Throat chakra, saying something you never said before. Crown chakra, something that an incredible idea, something that understanding of who you are, a huge droplet, like realizing that you have a higher self. So it can come in a lot of different ways, these chakra openings, but if you've experienced such a thing, and maybe put this in your back pocket if you haven't experienced such a thing, because it seems like part of the energy that this is what we need to go through, so we're operating on all cylinders through whatever kinds of energies are coming through. So what do you do with this information? Specifically, allowing your feelings to come up, to be acknowledged, to be explored without getting lost in them. So flowing like a fish, but knowing where you're going eventually. Drift for a while, and then you choose a direction and you swim in that. So, because, emotions can be quite strong in any direction. So for us to learn what's going on with our emotions, good tool, and we're going to need it. So I'm also figuring out the time thing, right? I'm trying to remember numbers, and then I realize that it can tell me down here. All right, next week we'll have a much better camera. Really excited about that. Anything else that we have to say? Well, I'll just expand for a second about the expansion contraction. Do I need to? Okay. Anything that is not here yet, like we talked about our holding pattern, planes flying around, not landing yet, we're waiting for our things last week. Anything that we're waiting for to come, anything we're not sure about or maybe are a little afraid about, again, allow for those feelings to come up and then bring it back to find the good feeling place, find where you can find the positive, because everything, as we know, is always working out for us, always, no matter how we see it. And letting those thoughts have some expansion, whatever those thoughts and feelings are, and then we have a contraction, right? Where everything pulls back in. Maybe we don't feel like being our full self today, right? Or maybe we need to sleep a few more hours, or just zone out. Allow your brain to not have to know what's going on at every moment of the day. Sometimes I think that's where we get to feeling like we're running. Like, oh my God, I've been so busy. Well, have you? That's the general that lives in my head. Well, have you? What have you done? Show me your work. But, here we go. Sometimes I lose my train of thought, but it's back now. The general, right? It says, show your work. But the thing is, sometimes we get caught up in all these thoughts, and you have to just allow yourself to forget about what you're talking about, to relax, to forget about what the jobs are you need to do, what you're responsible for. So, and especially past this Virgo full moon, we'll see a little bit better about, Virgo is right now bringing up everything that we need to work with and work on and learn how it works, right? And then in a couple days, it'll transition into Libra, and then we'll learn how to balance that. Or in a couple days, the progression. So, yeah. So I think that's about it for this week. I thank you very much for tuning in and for listening to, the pulse of the universe as it comes through, and practicing. And I hope you'll stay with me. So, if you would like to have a spirit therapy session, find out what's going on with us at Spirit Therapy NYC. You can find us at spirittherapy.nyc.com. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and in love and light, I bid you good night. Peace, people. Enjoy your week.